What up, Internet? Whether you want to be the frontline protector or have a solid secondary defensive option, in an RPG you can never go wrong with a good sword and board. So today I want to go over a quick guide and show you all of the fundamentals that I've learned through my research in playing with the sword and shield in New World. Welcome to Weapons 101. To start off, let's go over a little bit of a weapon overview. The sword and shield has two different trees, as with all the other weapons in New World, Swordmaster being more offensive and Defender being more defensive. The two trees don't have much overlap, are pretty divided, and don't share much synergy. The Swordmaster tree has a great major passive with leadership. It grants 10% bonus damage to you and your party. As for the rest of the tree, the active abilities are really fun to use, but there seems to be a little bit of something missing. I can see the makings of something great, but it just seems to be lacking a little bit of synergy. The Defender tree, on the other hand, has everything that a de facto tank could want. It has great defensive abilities, taunts, and utility options. Moving forward, since each of the builds are quite different, providing different roles or different playstyles, I have listed the gear and attribute recommendations with each build rather than at the end. First up is a pure damage build. This is one of the builds that I was the most interested in checking out because I wasn't sure that this weapon could stand on its own for pure damage with only a single tree devoted to that role. For this build, you will put almost all of your points into the Swordmaster tree. The best synergy will probably come through maximizing cooldown reductions between abilities, and you can gain extra damage through stacking in power and creating slows on your enemies. As for gear, I'd probably recommend going with the lightweight armor class. It provides an additional 20% damage. You can find gear that is named Of the Fighter, providing strength and dexterity. The Miner Gathering set provides straight strength. And additionally, there is a light craftable set, Void Bent, that can help you out in the late game, providing all strength. As for attributes, I'd recommend focusing strength, trying to pick up 50 points in dexterity for 5% additional crit, and then putting as much points towards constitution as you can for additional survivability. Moving on to the second build, this is going to be a hybrid build, and this is where I think that the Swordmaster tree really starts to shine. You can still focus on damage, but you will also be providing a support role for your group through use of buffs, crowd control, and other forms of utility. As for gear, you could lean light armor like we mentioned previously for the pure DPS class to provide additional damage, or you could lean into the medium armor weight class or heavy to have additional duration on your crowd control effects. It's really up to you and the playstyle that your group needs and you prefer to play. As for attributes, they will probably be the same as that previous build. Focus strength, put 50 points into dexterity for additional crit, and then focus on constitution to provide additional survivability. The last build is for tanking. This will provide tons of damage mitigation and a lot of different options for crowd control utility. There will be a little bit of a balancing act to play here, whether you need more defense or additional damage to provide more threat. This will be dependent on your playstyle and the damage that your party can deal. Because of this balancing act, the gear and attributes that you need will be dependent on your playstyle and what your group needs. If you need more defense, heavier gear and constitution will help you out in that regard. But if you need more threat, then additional strength and maybe even medium gear or the medium armor category can provide additional damage, producing more threat for you to hold those enemies down. There's so many different playstyles and options to explore in New World, and I hope that this quick guide has helped you think about the options that you are interested in for playing with the sword and shield. Leave a comment down below letting me know your favorite part of New World's sword and board. For me, it's probably stunning enemies with shield bash. Go ahead and leave that video a like to help other people find it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Rarity out.